Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the birth anniversary of the planet Saturn, which as per the local Indian standard time will be celebrated tomorrow on the new moon day. So guys, definitely you can calculate it basis your location, but in this video we will try to understand that how and what kind of remedies we can do basis Saturn's placement in our natal chart. Because guys, when it comes down to the planet Saturn, it is very important in all of our lives. Like let's say for example, who all could be the target audience of this video. So all those people who follow astrology or who believe in the karma theory, all those people who have this mindset of touching the lives of many people. Like if you want to do something great, Saturn needs to be supporting you. And lastly guys, God forbid, if you're already going through hardship, struggle, imprisonment or diseases, despondency, delays, depression in your life, then also you are in the influence of affliction caused by the planet Saturn. So then also this day is very important for you. Definitely guys, it happens so many times. It's the basic human psychology. Even if you do not like your boss, but just to be in the good books of your boss on his birthday, you will ensure to take flowers or wish him. So same way guys, Saturn is very important for all of us, whether you like it, you do not like it, but you cannot ignore it. So in this video we will try to understand the doable remedies, because definitely guys, I do not just want to stick to any Lal Kitab remedy which might not be feasible and possible for everyone. Like definitely if I will ask you to go and feed a buffalo or go and bury this pot under the earth, how you will be able to do that if you're living in Amsterdam, you're living in some different part of the world. So in this video we will try to understand Saturn on a very logical way, and we will try to see which are remedies we can come up with. Definitely guys, for any planetary functioning, we have to see it on three levels. Like what is the zodiac sign placement of that planet, because that will tell about that in which capacity that planet will function. The house placement will tell about that from exactly where the result will come. And definitely the nakshatra generally tells about the true intent of the functioning or energies of that planet. So in this video guys, we'll be focusing more on the point of view of Saturn's house placement. And guys, if I were to share that what exactly are the remedies which generally we follow in India, like if it is possible for you, you can handpick those remedies, because like the way I keep on giving my example as well, I'm also in the influence of the Sadhisati of the Saturn Dasha as well. So I ensure, like for example, on every Saturday in the morning only, I take out a black lentil packet, and I ensure to throughout the day I have so many construction site around the place where I'm living, to give it to some construction site worker, or we have a Saturn idol in the temple where I generally go. So over there I generally lit a diya every day, but on Saturdays it becomes more important. Along with that, feeding dogs, feeding ants, feeding a cow also become very important in order for you to get benefited because of the energy and the grace of the planet Saturn. Always staying very grounded, very humble, very respectful towards specifically elders, people who are serving you. Like for example, all those people who are doing jobs which requires very hard work, so you have to be very respectful towards them. Like all those people who cannot answer you back, or they cannot do anything to you, and you are in a position to dominate them or take advantage of them, like all of your juniors, subordinates and everything. So always be very respectful towards them, very fair towards them in majority of your dealings. Along with that guys, people who are doing anything connected with the spirituality, teaching, all those of your teachers, mentors who are giving you guidance, showing you the path meant for you, so stay respectful towards them even if you do not agree with them. And definitely guys, when we talk about from the devotional point of view, so the worship of Lord Shiva, Hanuman and Bhairav is considered as the best in order to tame the energy of the planet Saturn. Like worship of Lord Shiva, definitely for those people who are going through depression, they have lost all the hope. So for these people, worship of Lord Shiva definitely proves to be very, very beneficial. Now, Lord Hanuman, definitely guys, see, if you want to do something big and great in your life, so Saturn will only give you. If Saturn is giving hardship in your life, that does not mean Saturn is being mean to you. It does not want to see you grow or flourish. This is how it functions. It wants you to grow through over and after only surmounting and tackling with all the obstacles. So worship of Lord Hanuman, unwavering faith to Lord Hanuman when Saturn is working on you. This could be Sadesati, this could be Shani Dasha. This is the best combination. So this is how you can worship Lord Hanuman. And when we talk about Lord Kal Bhairava, so generally people who have the fear of any imprisonment problem, fear on the account of enemies, any black magic, evil spirit problem and all, so the worship of Lord Kal Bhairav, seeking refuge in the Lord Kal Bhairava, also seeks to protect you from the ill malefic effect of the planet Saturn. And generally guys, we say this thing that Saturn always honor cleanliness in your home. So always keep your house very tidy, very clean. And because Saturn is a significator of delay, people who are on a negative side of the planet Saturn, you will find these people to be very procrastinator, people who are going to be very lazy and all. So staying very committed to your word, very punctual, very disciplined, very consistent is something which is needed for you to get benefited with the energies of the planet Saturn in your life. And like certain people say that keeping a piece of silver in your body also helps. And these are some of the generic things which we all can consider doing. Again guys, this day is very important. In whichever capacity you can show your devotion, your respect towards the planet Saturn, trust me, it will serve you long term, because eventually at the end of the day Saturn rules over our profession, and the punishment generally comes through planet Saturn only. So you might be acting very smart right now when you are being under the influence of some very benefic planets and all, but trust me, time changes, and time is the only thing which is being ruled by the planet Saturn. So yes guys, this is basic things. Now let's shift our discussion customized to all the house placements of the planet Saturn. So guys, let's say for example, if you have Saturn placed in your first house, what can you do on this day? So first of all guys, first house tells about your body. So if you can offer yourself for any voluntary work, voluntary services on this day, this way you will be best honoring the energy of the planet Saturn. Like, you know, if you have time to go any old age home or any religious place and just offer your few hours for the voluntary work. Or let's say for example, if you are an astrologer, you are a consultant, and this is what your primary source of income is, so just either donating certain percentage of your income that day in terms of charity, or this could be just offering some few free consultations, certain number of free consultations. So this is how you can show your affection and devotion towards the planet Saturn. And definitely guys, personal hygiene, keeping the house very clean if it is possible, you can do it by yourself. If you have any like if you spot any homeless person, donating something to him, so in whichever capacity you can use your body as an instrument to alleviate the pain or suffering of someone. And here I'm talking about doing things unconditionally, where you do not have any direct benefit. Trust me, this is the best remedy for the planet Saturn. And because first house also tells about your body as well, so my recommendation, if it is possible, apply some mustard oil on your body. Like take a massage from the mustard oil, and then you can wash it off when you take a bath in the morning. But before that, just, you know, kind of embrace and accept Saturn in your life and honor it. Now guys, when we talk about the second house planet Saturn, so definitely guys, this is a kind of a very tricky placement. I have seen many people who have built an empire due to their own diligent efforts, and trust me, these are among those people, no matter how much money is coming in, but if you do not have the capacity to conserve it, so people generally who have a well placed Saturn in the second house, they are able to do very good in this department. Now definitely guys, in your case, money and making use of your money for charity or voluntary work on this day will become very important. Second thing is that the chanting or the Bij mantra recitation of the planet Saturn, because definitely second house which also tells about your speech as well. So primarily we see your speech, we see your money from the second house, and you have to make use of that for some just causes and reasons on this day. Like refrain from using some cuss word, negative word, and like rather than putting your money, spending your money only on yourself, just feed someone who is homeless, or in any capacity where you can help someone financially, try to do that. And if throughout the day you cannot find anyone, so look on the Google any institutions, specifically any NGOs who are primarily dealing with the old age homes and shelter homes and all. Make some donation as per your capacity on this day. Now guys, if you have Saturn placed in the third house, what you can do? So guys, definitely third house, which generally it has been seen that all the entrepreneurs and all generally who are able to build something in their life completely due to their own efforts, they are generally found to be with Saturn being placed in their third house, and in lot many cases because Saturn rules over our feet as well. So these are among those people, because of the nature of work, they travel a lot as well. So now guys, definitely you have Saturn being placed in the third house. So like the way, for example, in your case specifically, if you can take out some time, some efforts on this day in order to visit any of those places being represented by the planet Saturn, like the way I mentioned, old age homes are being represented by that, or any of the spiritual yoga centers and all. So all those people and places which are being connected somehow with the planet Saturn, so over there, going there, offering some voluntary work, donating some hours of yours for some charitable work and all. And also if you are a freelance self-employed person, so offering some giving some free classes, voluntary classes to people, or let's say for example, it all depends on the way you want to do it. You can also charge, but give that money which you will earn a certain percentage of that to support some charitable causes, or this could be for free as well. So try to do that, like your efforts, your expression this day has to be something which is completely unconditional, where you're just honoring the planet Saturn, the lord of the karma and the justice, and just try to stay as fair and as respectful towards your friends, towards your siblings and all. Now guys, if you have Saturn being placed in your fourth house, so first of all, it will be much recommended, start your day with cleaning your house. That will become very important. Like if you can do something and stay very respectful towards your mother, that will become very important, because the living signification of the fourth house to begin with is your mother. And again guys, see, we say this thing in India, it is possible that because fourth house also commands over the public as well. So generally in India, we on these kind of important occasion and the days, you will see that people are organizing some with a proper camp and setup. They are offering water to the passing people, and they are doing some charity. So in whichever capacity you can do or donate something, like out there, here I'm not only talking about the people here I'm talking about people like out there in the public, and doing something which is helping other people, like giving away things as a form of charity. And specifically, if you're living in a part where like the place where I live, the temperature is already above 40 degree. So I mean to say that a lot many people also do this thing, like even I did in one of the Saturday. I forgot that because I have lot many construction sites around the place where I'm living, so I just got a few bottles of the cold beverage, and I went there to the construction site and I gave it to them. So these are the few things. And also guys, taking out time for that kind of for few hours if it is possible for you, or minutes based on your capacity, self-isolating yourself and just contemplating on your life, taking out time in short for doing meditation will definitely act as a remedy in order to honor the energy of the planet Saturn. Now guys, if you have Saturn being placed in your 5th house, so definitely guys, 5th house, which tells about our mind. 5th house also tells about interest in yoga, mantras and all. Like we say this thing that the mantra siddhi is somehow connected with the 5th house. So for those people who have Saturn placed in their 5th house, specifically on this day, it's my recommendation that if you can do certain number of japa connected with the planet Saturn, the Bij mantra of the planet Saturn. Like there are like so many mantras, like Dashrath Krat Shani Stotra is one of the mantra, Shani Gayatri is one mantra, or just the Bij mantra of the planet Saturn. So just check as per your local timing the exact hour of the new moon. So one pair before and one pair after, like almost if I were to say 3 hours before and 3 hours after will be the range, like based on your availability, your work commitments and all. So in this duration of almost 6 hours, whenever you can take out time for doing the japa mantra of the Bij mantra of the planet Saturn, do consider doing that. Now guys, for all those people who have Saturn being placed in the 6th house, so again guys, my remedy for both people who have Saturn in the 6th house or the 12th house is the same. Like, you know, if you have anyone who's going through any hardship, physical ailment or disease and someone who's sick and all, so like you do not have to get the infection and all. I mean to say that keeping yourself in safe distance and trying to help these people. Like it's as simple as that, someone who's so poor that this person cannot afford the expense of the medicine and all, so helping that person, or like along with that. So that is one aspect where health and fitness will come into picture. Second thing is that fixing up your schedule on this day will become very important. Cleaning your house all by yourself will become very important, and just contemplating on you know, on the life and asking for the forgiveness for all those people in the past you have hurt will be one of the way of dealing with the energies of, or thinking about doing the remedial measure for the planet Saturn. Now guys, let's say for example, if you have Saturn placed in your 7th house, what can you do or what can you consider doing? So definitely guys, 7th house, which tells about your partner, 7th house, which somehow also concerns public as well, our public dealings as well, our public image as well. So yes guys, this is a house where the more strengthened Saturn is, the more high its expectation is going to be. Like with Saturn being there in your 7th house, if you are a very self-willed and selfish person, trust me, Saturn will not be very happy. Definitely, if you are devoted to the well-being of others around you, you are always ready to take responsibility and take care of the people around you, whether those people are connected with you directly or not. This Saturn can actually manifest some good results. So yes guys, my recommendation to the people who have Saturn in the 7th house is that random act of charity or generosity should be considered. And if you can also participate with your partner as well, like rather than going to the temple or church or doing some charity just by yourself, like, you know, doing it as a couple can also be recommended. So yes guys, the simple remedies is one thing which I want to recommend of charities, donation, feeding people, serving people, whether you have this possible to go to any shelter home and all and offer some voluntary work services, or this could be as simple as possible. If you get to know that okay, in this shelter home, you just get in contact with them and ask them, okay, is there anything which you'll be needing in my this budget which I can bring for you? And if they will tell you that okay, we are lacking this sound system, this water dispenser or this thing, so arranging that for them based on your capacity is something which you can consider doing. Now guys, if you have Saturn being placed in your 8th house, now definitely guys, it's a very difficult or tricky placement. So we all know this thing, and if with Saturn being in the 8th house, it is also in a sign which is not very favorable to it. So guys, generally I recommend this thing that 8th house can only be tackled through rituals. Like we say this thing that this could be as simple as that lighting a diya under the idol of the planet Shani Dev, or this could be doing the donation of the items being represented by the planet Saturn. This could be black lentil, like sesame seed and all. So donating them can also be considered. And let's say for example, even if you have to target charities, so it will be much better to do it for those shelter homes, or people who are going through any emotional, mental anguish and all, psychological turmoil and all. And let's say for example, if you can unconditionally help counsel people, like if you know anyone around you who is going through depression, who is in a chronic illness kind of situation, so just paying a visit to them, bringing some flowers for them. So this is how, like if you're living in India, then all the rituals which we generally follow for the planet Saturn, like visiting a Shani temple, making and doing donations, feeding dogs, feeding crows, feeding buffalo, you have to do all of that. But I'm more concerned for people who are living overseas, and they have to be very calculative of which all things are feasible for them or not. So just for these people, I'm recommending that it's like any friend of yours who's going through some depression or chronic illness kind of situation, doing something unconditionally for them, as simple as that, dialing them and checking on them, can also be seen as a remedy for this planet Saturn. And yes guys, and if it is in your capacity, so just check on the Google which all are the places which are dealing with the causes of the mental health, and doing some donations over there. Now guys, this could be a mental asylum or mental health institutions, or this could be like even all those kind of NGOs. See, it is possible in India to have a very unclaimed corpse or dead body, where there are like those institutions who look after all these kind of stranded dead bodies, and they do their death ritual. So I do not know whether it is possible in the foreign land or not, but if it is possible, if there are like those NGOs who looks after this, so little bit of the charity donation. So again guys, understand this thing, Saturn does not want you to be doing all these rituals with very poisoned and contaminated state of your intention and your consciousness. Saturn wants you to be unconditionally out there in the world, doing these things of act of generosity, charity for the random people. This is how Saturn wants you to be, and work very hard as much as it is possible for you. So these are the two principles, the only two things which Saturn wants out of you. So yes guys, now let's say for example, if you have Saturn placed in your 9th house, so definitely guys, when we have Saturn placed in the 9th house, so in this kind of situation, religion, preset standards of remedies and all, rituals and all come into picture. So yes, it will be much recommended, specifically apart from honoring the planet Saturn, I would say that worship and doing a mala of the Om Namah Shivaya. So any one mala of the Om Namah Shivaya, recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa or Kal Bhairavashtakam Stotra will be very much recommended. Just if you can do something for your teachers, for your mentors, for your lecturers, anyone whom you see as your coach, as your guide, as someone who motivates you, so doing something for them can be considered. Apart from these are the core things which are getting applicable in your case. Rest of the things, if you are living in India, it is possible for you to visit any of the Shani Devatas temple, doing charities, donation to the construction site workers and all. So all those things you can still manage to do, but I'm still focusing more on those people who are living overseas and whatever is possible for them. So if you are still a university student, so take something for your lecturer, for your teachers and all, someone who fascinates or influences you the most, motivate you the most, do something for them. Now guys, if you have Saturn placed in the 10th house, definitely first of all, you have got a very powerful Saturn. So what can you do on this day? So definitely guys, I recommend people who have 10th house Saturn to focus more on working as hard as possible on this day. And if you can do some act of show some act of generosity towards your or a token of respect towards your bosses. Now this could be if they get pleased if you stay some extra hours at work, or if you bring something for them. So whatever way you can be on their good books on this day will become very important. Second thing is that because 10th house connected Saturn, so that means that if in your line of work there is a scope of walking extra miles to help other, or like if you are a counselor, if you are in a service providing of any form, so some percentage of your work, of your hours, if it can be done on a very voluntary basis, or some sort of charities which can be done, like if you are an astrologer, do some readings voluntary on this day if you have Saturn in your 10th house. So in whichever capacity you can offer your efforts, your endeavors for some charitable causes and all, you will be honoring Saturn that way. Now guys, when we talk about if you have Saturn placed in the 11th house, so again guys, 11th house is a house of the group activities. This is also the house of all sort of gains as well. So the only one thing which I want to recommend to these people is that definitely guys, rather than doing anything solo, just try to get in touch. You still have a day's time, so get in touch if you have any of the groups and organizations which are very active around your place. Again guys, trust me this thing, if you think that Saturn is in a governing situation to give you something big, if you know that much astrology and you have already calculated that, and your mindset says that only Saturn will give me if I will be wearing that expensive $2000 blue sapphire or this thing, trust me, you are mistaken. Saturn can be made peace with through these kind of gestures as well. So my recommendation, if you have any NGO, any kind of voluntary group around your place, just try to get in touch with them. If you can be associated with them on this day for some voluntary work, it's well and good enough. Otherwise, just try to get in touch with them and ask them, okay, do you lack something? Okay, we, in order to do our services, we are lacking this water dispenser, or we are lacking this kind of printer, we are lacking this thing. So the much which you can do as a part of showing your support to them, an organization which are already devoted to the public causes, this will be the very good way of honoring the energy of the planet Saturn on this day. And definitely guys, for those people who have Saturn being placed in the 12th house, so yes guys, for these kind of people, like charities, voluntary work, exertion of the energies, like in order to help and guide people, that will be very much important. And again guys, specifically when it comes down to the 8th house Saturn and the 12th house Saturn, so cleaning your home, keeping it neat and clean, and getting rid of all the junk, and like we generally, it has been seen, people who have Saturn in the 12th house, they somehow self-isolate themselves. You will, even if you will surprisingly go to their place, you will see them sitting majority of the times in the dark, or one section in their house is in the dark. So keep the house well lit on this day, and anything which you can do in order to feed and help anyone who's homeless, who is suffering or struggling in one specific area, and where you are helping that person without any direct benefit to you. So these kind of charitable act of generosity and charities will definitely honor the energy of the planet Saturn on this day. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.